I'm Hillary Clinton.
And I'm Chelsea Clinton.
I am Malala.
I'm Oprah Winfrey.
And I'm Ava Duvernay.
I'm Elizabeth Olsen, and this is
Varieties.
Power of Women.
Power of Women.
Power of Women.
Women!
Pillars Artist Fellowship give unrestricted grants and mentorship to Muslim directors and writers, and they support young creative artists in their early careers and ensure that they get the opportunity to pursue their dreams. We do not see Muslim experiences from around the world, from different perspectives on our screens, and we need more of that.
Gutsy is based on the book of Gutsy Women that Chelsea and I wrote together, and we were so excited to bring stories of gutsy women to the screen. I want more people to see the gutsiness of so many women who every day get up and do something that is really gutsy.
And hopefully then to have conversations with the women in their lives about their lives and the ways in which they've had to be gutsy, because we think every woman at some point every day has had to be gutsy.
The Stewart House is a fully comprehensive program that helps children who are sexual assault victims find aid from forensic help to medical care to legal aid. They have a trained volunteer program where volunteers get to be playroom ladies, and we play with kids while their parents are getting treatment. I think we're very lucky in Los Angeles County that we have such a comprehensive program for kids to seek care.
I remember getting the call from Ava saying, I have this idea. What if we just have all women directors? I go, all women directors? Can we do that? She goes, yeah, we can do that.
Because you own the network.
Because you own the network.
And action.
Action.
42 women directors and 88 shows. 39 of those women had never directed an episode of television, and they're all now.
That is incredible.
Look what you did.
You all understand? Look what we did. Look what we did.
When you look at each woman and you see what they've done, they've used Queen Sugar as a platform to go on and tell their own stories, to help others tell stories across the dial. Every network, every streamer, every studio. It's more than I ever imagined it would be.
And what makes me the proudest is that it actually happened. Believing in Ava's vision and knowing that the instant you heard, what if we did this, something resonates, it feels like now that's not just powerful, but that's the truth.
Hello and welcome to Variety's annual Power of Women Los Angeles event presented by Lifetime. I'm Elizabeth Wagmeister, and I am absolutely thrilled to be here to honor this year's group of incredible women. While we wait for the big show to start, we will be taking you onto the red carpet to give you an exclusive look at what tonight has in store, in interviews, of course, with all of our A-list honorees. Now, since this is such a big show, I'll need a little bit of help here from my good friend, Clayton Davis, Variety's Senior Awards Editor. Hey, Clayton.
Good to be here. I'm excited. It's my first Power of Women event.
You are in for a treat, my friend. Power of Women is truly my favorite event that we do every single year, twice a year, once in Los Angeles, once in New York. I've been at Variety for more than 8 years, and it has always just been a standout event. You're gonna love it.
I'm looking forward. Listen, it's been 2 years I've been at Variety. I've waited for this event. I'm ready for a good show. It's gonna be a very good hour.
Yes, it is. Now, Variety's Power of Women, in partnership with Lifetime, is a chance for us here at Variety to honor just some of the most groundbreaking and inspiring women in the business of entertainment. Tonight, these women will come together to celebrate their work, from empowering one another through creative endeavors to shining a light on those who deserve to have their voices heard. These women are everything from directors, actors, musicians, executives, politicians, entrepreneurs, you name it, these women are doing it. And they are leading the way for so many. Now, that is one of my favorite things about Power of Women, Clayton, is of course, here at Variety, we cover the business of entertainment, and we are honoring these women for the business, for the work that they do. But it's also about shining a light on them for their charitable work and for really paying it forward.
Yeah, listen, a lot of these women, not only are they successful in their respective areas, they're also providing a great pathway to show young girls and even young boys out there how to do this, even if you feel like you're not seeing it in the industry. And they're a great example of getting into the room and making sure that door is open behind you for others to follow.
Absolutely, and it is quite a room tonight. We really have a ton of A-listers, and of course, what would an A-list red carpet show be without our eyes and ears on the ground? I am so excited to introduce you to two of our good friends, Angelique Jackson, Variety's senior entertainment writer, and Emily Longaretta, Variety's senior TV features editor. Now, both Emily and Angelique are going to be speaking with all of our guests tonight. Hey, Angelique and Emily, how is it shaping up down there?
Hey, Elizabeth and Clayton. Yes, the carpet is already starting to heat up. We're starting to get some of our special guests arriving, and one of my partner in crime is what I'll call her. She's actually a Power of Women first-timer. Hello, Emily. Welcome.
I'm so happy to be here. Clayton and I are the first-time club this year, and it could not be in the presence of better people. I am so happy to be here on the carpet with you. I cannot wait to see all of our honorees tonight.
Yes, so we have some incredible honorees. As you mentioned, we'll also have some presenters coming down. I think our host will be here shortly. So we've got a lot of excitement for you. But for now, we're going to kind of head back to the studio as we await some of these first interviews.
Cool. Thank you very much, ladies. You both look phenomenal tonight, and that carpet is popping at the moment. I'm really, really excited. But for everyone watching at home, the first Power of Women event took place back in 2009. Our now CEO, Michelle Sobrino Stearns, hatched the annual event to highlight and toast Variety's Women's Impact Report. Earlier this year at Power of Women New York, we honored Venus Williams, Camila Cabello, Drew Barrymore, Kim Cattrall, Amanda Seyfried, and Queen Latifah, just a couple of up-and-comers in this industry.
I've heard of them once or twice.
Yep. Over the years, we've honored everyone from Rita Moreno to Jennifer Aniston, to Amanda Gorman, to Mariah Carey. Listen, we have a huge list of stars here today, and we're going to see who comes out, who's gonna inspire us to just do better.
Yes, I cannot wait to see that. You know, Power of Women, we have had so many names, as you mentioned, some of them from last year. Over the years, we've had people from Miley Cyrus to Taraji P. Henson. I remember when I interviewed her for her profile, the list goes on and on. So I just can't wait to see who we have tonight.
Yeah, actually, we have someone on the carpet right now with Angelique, who's talking to Meg Stalter. Back to you, Angelique.
But we're so excited to have you host this.
Oh my God.
Host this whole event for us. How are you feeling? Is it nerves, excitement, you know, knowing that Oprah and, you know, Secretary Clinton are going to be listening to all the things you're saying?
Really wild. I hope that they like my personality.
Well, what do you have up your sleeve? Like, if you could describe what hosting this Power of Women will be like for you, what will the vibe be in the room?
I think I'm trying to go for earnest and silly and I'm not roasting anyone. And I couldn't even think of a roast joke to say if I was asked to, but good thing that I wasn't.
Well, earnest and silly is kind of perfect because right now, you know, there's a lot of tough stuff going on in the world. Everything from, you know, our Iranian sisters protesting in the streets there to our own kind of fight for reproductive rights. What is kind of the importance of comedy in this moment to, you know, maybe create balance in these times?
Well, I think that what you just said is so true, and that's why I'm trying to go for like earnest and funny, because I think if we're not being earnest, then it's like you've missed the mark and you're not connected to the world right now. And I think if you're not being funny, it's like we're gonna be, if I'm not laughing, I'm in the hospital. I think we need to laugh.
That part.
I think it's really, really vital that we laugh our way to helping each other. Yeah.
Well, who is making you laugh right now? Who are some of the people that are inspiring you while also kind of, you know, doing a little side splitting?
Oh my God. I mean, Amy Schumer is always just one of the funniest people to ever exist. One of my best friends, Sarah Sherman, she's the weird one on SNL. And she always makes me laugh harder than anyone. And I guess my sisters and my mom.
Well, I am hoping that you'll get some big laughs tonight from you know, the Oprahs and
at least some smiles.
Yes.
If people are at least smiling and maybe a tear comes through their eye.
Ooh. Hit them with a tear, Meg.
Yeah, I don't mind.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for hosting me. Can't wait to see how it all goes. Congrats.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
She is going to be great hosting the event tonight. And I love what they were talking about, really mixing comedy with some more serious topics. That's so important, particularly now with everything going on in the world. I'm sure we'll hear a lot about that tonight on that stage. But speaking of funny women, I hear that we have someone else on the carpet right now. Back to you, ladies.
Here with Fran Drescher, of course, the president of SAG-AFTRA. Thank you so much for being here tonight.
Oh, my pleasure. What a beautiful evening, right?
No, I'm so excited.
And
what does it mean to you to be here
outdoors.
tonight and honoring all these incredible women?
It's a great honor to be included with such an esteemed group of accomplished women, many of whom I've admired and looked up to for many, many years. And so I was just delighted to be included. And it's just a thrill, you know. I mean, it's lovely, especially right now, to acknowledge women of strength and accomplishment and power, and to remind everybody that, we're loud, we're proud, and we're equal.
That is amazing. I love that. And something that is going on right now, and SAG-AFTRA has recently created a fund for after everything that happened in Puerto Rico, and now, of course, with everything going on in Florida. Why is it so important that we kind of spread that and we use our voices to share that?
You know, I think that if the women have to be at every conversation, or it's not complete and you're not getting a full perspective. And I think certainly when it comes to situations that are disasters, people in need, you're always going to see that female spirit and energy right there on the front lines, trying to save the planet, save the world, save each other.
Do you think that there is a chance we could see we could see a woman president in this decade?
Sure, I hope so. I mean, that would be great. Sometimes it's always darkest before the dawn, and maybe we're beginning to come out the other side.
Yeah.
And so there are many women presidents around the world. Mm-hmm. We're actually a very patriarchal society, and it's unfortunate because I think that you need balance.
Absolutely you do. Fran, thank you so much for being here tonight.
You're
Have
very
a great
welcome.
time.
My absolute pleasure.
Thank you. Take that from you.
What a great interview. And again, just really shows how you can blend entertainment with important topical conversations. And I mean, Fran Drescher, I feel like we grew up with her. She still sounds just like the nanny, by the way.
Well, I was going to say, I was like, listen, I know she's really busy by, leading SAG-AFTRA, but I can take a nanny reboot anytime she's ready.
Yes.
So we should get that going.
Yes, but no, I was hoping that Emily was going to ask that, but she had more important things to talk about. And as you said, she's very busy with the union, and it's great to hear everything that they're doing to continue to keep our industry a safer place, not just for women, for all actors and all performers who are protected by SAG-AFTRA. But let's get back to some of our amazing honorees. Emily asked about a female president, and one was running at one point is one of our honorees. There's a little tease. So tonight we are celebrating 6 women who are working hard at breaking the glass ceiling. Our honorees tonight are Hillary and Chelsea Clinton, who will be presented by none other than Sandra Oh on stage, Malala, who will be presented by Quinta Brunson, who just won the Emmy, Oprah Winfrey and Ava DuVernay, who are going to be presented by 7 directors from their show Queen Sugar, and Elizabeth Olsen, who will be presented by her co-star Kathryn Hahn. Clayton, let's talk about these 6 incredible honorees.
Yeah, listen, we have a lot of great talent here today. I mean, especially with Elizabeth Olsen, Scarlet Witch herself. She teased a little bit about if there's more to expect, but we do have someone on the carpet, one of our honorees, the presenters of one of our honorees. So let's throw it back to the carpet.
How were you?
I'm good. How
Always
are
in my
you?
corner. Always on my side.
Girl, you know I got you always.
You.
Sure. We are here. We are live. We are excited.
Yes.
This is the first time I'm seeing you since you became an Emmy winner.
Yes.
May I ask, where is that trophy located, and why did we not bring it, with you everywhere?
That's obnoxious, but no, I have it. It's in my home. I'm waiting to get it inscribed. I know I've heard they're supposed to do that, get it inscribed. So yeah, I'm just waiting to get that done.
Well, okay, we can wait for you to put your name on it, but I will say there was some breaking news last night. You tweeted, and you got a retweet from somebody very special. One Miss Oprah Winfrey, one of our Power of Women honorees here this evening.
Yes.
Okay, did you know she was a super fan of the show already?
I did hear that she was a big fan of the show.
Okay, so you knew she was a Janine and Gregory shipper?
Yes, I heard that she was a Janine and Gregory shipper. I got wind that she had some really strong opinions on Gregory and Janine getting together and no more Tariq, but you know, do what I can do, just make my little show and give the people what they want or don't want.
Well, thank you for taking about 5 minutes away from your quote-unquote little show tonight. You know, you guys are airing right now.
We are, yeah.
You know, you guys are still doing incredible in the ratings.
Yeah.
Now, what does it mean to have still so much attention and love for season 2?
Oh man, I am honored, humbled, and happy that so much of the audience from the first season came to watch the second season. I'm so excited for what we're giving them, the people who love the show. I'm excited for what we are making. We're still in the middle of making the show. The fact that people showed out the way they did for the premiere and are enjoying it so much, and the episode tonight, it feels like people are really enjoying it. It just warms my heart. The show is my baby, and I love it, and the people who work on it, from our crew, our cast, our writers, the production team, everybody, and it just makes us happy. I'm here with one of my writers tonight, and just being able to, you know, see people enjoy the show that way. It's why we do it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm so sorry. One more question about Oprah.
Yeah.
Because I got a chance to see a little movie called Weird.
You got to see it?
I saw it at TIFF, got to see your portrayal of Oprah. Have y'all spoken about that yet? Did you speak about it before?
We didn't speak about it beforehand.
Okay.
We did not. We did not speak. I didn't ask her permission because it was a comedy and, you know, derivative. It was kind of, but I think I heard she.
You heard she saw it?
I didn't hear she saw it. I heard that she approves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hey, listen, she can give you a hug about it here later because
I can't wait to see her.
Of course, you're here for a very important reason, though.
Yes.
You're presenting to Malala.
I know.
How did you all first become acquainted?
I have never met Malala. I'm going to meet her tonight. I am just in awe of her. I revere the work she's done, and I can't wait to meet her. I'm excited to, I don't know, she's a game changer. She's actually changed the world. So, yeah, I'm going to meet her tonight, I think, with a lot of other people.
Well, you are changing the world as well.
Thank you,
know
girl.
it.
Thank you.
It's so good to see you. Enjoy
to see you
tonight.
Thank you, girls. Good to see you. I would hug you if that wasn't weird.
We're not sure if we're allowed to do that anymore.
Quinta Brunson. See, she talked about me on the carpet. She said those people that watched season 1, they came back for season 2. That was me.
She was thinking exactly
She knew it was
of you.
Clayton
Yes,
Davis.
yes. You know what? I love that she's so humble. You know, she literally is fresh off her history-making Emmy for Abbott Elementary. The writer, the creator, the star. As Angelique said, it's in season 2. I know that you think that season 2 is even better than season 1?
Yeah, there's no sophomore slump. The sequel is better than the original. It's really kicking off. And listen, her also presenting to Malala, who, you know, everyone knows how powerful her story is. And it took a quick second to realize, like, how old is Malala now? She's 25 years old. She's, like, on her own in the world, still a symbol of hope and what to fight for in the future. She's a huge inspiration, not just to women, to everyone in the world that is watching that feels like they can't have a voice.
Absolutely. And I mean, to think 25, and it feels like we've known her and her work for so long. So young, so much more to conquer. As Quinta Brunson said, such an inspiration. And really, this is what Power of Women is all about. Quinta is saying, I've never met Malala. I'm excited to meet her. You get to rub shoulders with Oprah and all these people who are really making the world a better place. But Quinta is actually one of the many women on our Women's Impact list, which is in this week's issue of Variety. So aside from our core honorees, we at Variety are honoring that impressive list of women across the entire entertainment industry. These women range from writers to producers to showrunners to directors to executives and beyond. Our annual Women's Impact list is available to see in this week's special Power of Women magazine. I have a few copies right here. We have 4 copies to be exact, and I hope that you will all grab our latest issue to learn more about all of these amazing women. But for now, let's talk about just a few of them. We don't have time to get to all of them, which is why you have to grab your copy. But we just spoke about Quinta Brunson. Also, another woman who is on our Women's Impact list is Reese Witherspoon and the women behind her company, Hello Sunshine. Now, of course, we have all known Reese for decades now as an Academy Award-winning actor, some of our favorite films, but also she is a force behind the scenes. I think everybody in our business knows this by now, but a lot of people at home may not know that she is a prolific producer and really is credited for bringing books to screen. This seems now like it's not a big deal for actors to be behind the camera, but when Reese started this with her company, Hello Sunshine, it really was a big deal for a performer to say, I am going to option material and I'm going to adapt it for the screen and create jobs for women, but also bring female stories to screen. You know, The Morning Show, which is her show on Apple TV, she produces that through her company, Hello Sunshine.
Yeah, and she's been behind a lot of big tentpole television and movies. She's worked with David Fincher on Gone Girl. She produced that. And then obviously Big Little Lies, which won a ton of Emmys during its respective time. But one thing that's so inspirational about Reese in particular is that she has really established a foundation and a benchmark for women that when you come into this industry, you don't have to be just one thing. You can be multiple things. And then not only that, build a brand that is valuable, because she sold her company for $1 billion with a B, billion. So that is gonna give a lot of people some inspiration to move forward and chase those dreams. But once again, we have someone on the carpet, and let's see who you have.
Great. There you go. How are you doing? How does it feel to be here tonight?
Great. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to be just in the company of these incredible women and getting to hear stories and be inspired. And it's really, I feel honored to have been invited.
Of course. And I mean, Lifetime is such a big deal for you. I mean, you've been working with Lifetime for a long time.
Yes.
2 projects this year.
Yes.
And you have a fun little Grace reunion this year. Tell me about this movie.
Yes. Reindeer Games Homecoming is actually my writing debut, which is very exciting. Yes. I'm executive producing and starring in it. And I brought my pal Justin Bruning on to star opposite me.
No big deal.
No big deal. Our relationship is very different from Matthew and April, so get ready. It's going to be great. It's gonna be great.
We're so ready.
Yeah, it's just a really fun story. There's like joy and love and fun, and I get to Justin gets to be really funny, which people don't let him be funny, but he's a funny guy. So,
yeah, absolutely. Well, also we're honoring tonight a lot of the women who are stepping behind the camera and how important that is. And that's so exciting that you're getting to do this. This is something you want to do more of.
Yes, absolutely. I was bit by the bug producing my first film in 2018, which was actually with Justin Bruning. And so then I was able to direct on Grey's, a web series, on the last year that I was there. And it's just kind of gone from there. I'm activated on every level when I get to be behind the camera and part of every creative decision. It's really exciting. It's so fun.
So fun. Who are you excited to see tonight?
The Clintons.
So excited, right?
Yes.
I mean, so excited.
Very exciting.
I will not hold you up. I will let you get inside. Have a good time tonight.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You know, I love everyone you ask. You're like, who are you excited to see? I don't know, Hillary Clinton, Oprah, Malala, like the list goes on
There's
and on.
no one that we can see in there.
Exactly.
Imagine just not finding anyone to be excited about.
Yes, but let's talk about some more women to be excited about who are on that women's impact list in our issue. It's not just actors and writers and showrunners, it's also executives, because nowadays there are more women than ever who are sitting at the head of that table in the boardroom making decisions, which we love to see. We have executives such as Kathleen Kennedy of Lucasfilm, Donna Langley of Universal, Jennifer Salke of Amazon, Dana Walden, the chairman of Disney. You know, I recently interviewed Dana for my cover on the Kardashians earlier this year. And when we're talking about the Kardashians, but I asked a bit about her position and being in a position of power. And she said that one of the things she's most proud of is that she's been able to create this space for women and really mentor them as they've been able to rise up the ranks. And on this Women's Impact List report, it's not just her, it's a lot of her core team that are all women in these positions of power. So it's just awesome to see that there are more and more women who are being given these opportunities. And when you have a woman who is at the head of the table in charge, they tend to want to make space for other women in addition to men. So of course, that's what we like to see. The industry's looking a lot different today than it was 10, 20 years ago.
No, absolutely. And listen, in particular with Dana, you know, she's behind The Dropout. which won Amanda Seyfried an Emmy. She's behind The Great, which got Elle Fanning an Emmy nomination this year. But back to one you mentioned, Jen Salke. She is behind a little show that's airing right now called Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. Just a $500 million television show, the most expensive of all time, brought it to the finish line and then some. It's living up to the hype, surpassing, and it's really building this big buzz and putting Amazon Prime into a new area that it hasn't been before, and now it's getting more notoriety, more buzz than it already had previously.
Absolutely. I mean, $60 million budget per episode. That is bonkers, but I know you are loving it, and you said you can tell that production value. It's paying off when you watch.
See it, every dollar.
All right, we have some more women to get to, but first we have someone else on the red carpet.
I said yes to my stylist.
Well, hello, everybody. I am here with one of the queens of Queen Sugar, Tina Lifford.
Yeah.
You know, we are celebrating 7 seasons of this incredible show. Oprah and Ava.
That was a nice combo.
Oh my goodness, I said partnership, but we're just not merging their names together. But Oprah and Ava created something not only special on screen, but behind the scenes. These 42 women who directed all over 88 episodes.
Right.
What did it mean to see these women behind the camera every day? How did that affect you as an actor?
Well, you know, it's not just seeing the women who were directing us. The entire experience has been an experience of recognizing the power that women bring to this industry. Queen Sugar exists because of Oprah Winfrey and Ava DuVernay. And then to have that kind of force as your leadership, you dare new things. And it was daring for Ava to recognize that, you know, Queen Sugar could be more than just a television show. It could be an opportunity to right wrongs and to create a more level playing field for women. And so it has been exciting to be that playground for all of these directors.
Absolutely. Well, we also, of course, in saying goodbye to the show, what do you remember about reading the very last script? If you had like a couple words to describe the feeling of closing it when you saw that last scene.
I have to tell you that the final episode of season 7 is so worth seeing. And on the page, it just, page after page, it was, oh my God. And I would say completion. Completion is one word, but another is grace. Ava wrote a script that was very fulfilling to the people who have been diehard fans of this show. It's full of grace.
Well, we are accepting this with grace.
Yeah.
And we have to say thank you so much. Enjoy the night and celebrating Oprah and Ava.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tina.
Thank you so much,
nice
Angelique.
to see you.
Thank you so
Yeah,
very
I'll
much.
take it.
All right.
Thank you.
Now, we are going to be talking a lot more tonight about Queen Sugar because one of my favorite parts of this issue and of tonight's event is that Oprah and Ava, we are honoring them because they're paving the way for other women behind the camera. And in this magazine, we have profiled the 42 female directors from Queen Sugar. So more on that. But before we were at that red carpet interview, we were talking about some of the female executives who are making calls and making things happen in the industry. And you mentioned The Dropout. Well, Liz Meriwether, who is the head of that show, she is also on our Women's Impact list. She started with New Girl, now as we said, The Dropout, which just won the Emmy for Amanda Seyfried, and also Shonda Rhimes, you've heard of her. She is another one of these super showrunners who is on our Women's Impact list. I know you're loving Bridgerton, Clinton.
Listen, Shondaland has always been my jam, and I still wonder and hope that one day Scandal can make its way back into the stratosphere. But Shonda Rhimes is a killer, was also on our cover last year as profiled by our great Kate Arthur. And she is just one of the powerhouses in this space and continues to just elevate and raise the game and the bar for herself every single time.
I mean, really, when you think of what Shonda Rhimes has done for the industry, not just create great TV, of course, not just make more inclusive spaces with the characters and the women particularly that we're seeing on screen, but she really changed the way that we consume TV. You remember TGIT with Grey's and Scandal and How to Get Away with Murder. Those were some of the first shows that people were live tweeting, which now seems archaic because now we're on TikTok and Instagram and everything else, but that really changed the way that viewers consume content and communicate about it. And then she became one of the first showrunners who went from a more standard traditional network to a streamer, being at Netflix. So she really has paved the way and continues to do so.
Yeah, my daughter's 11 years old and Grace is older than Sophia right now. So this has always just been like to have something like that continually have a cemented fan base is not an easy task, and people are sticking with that till the end. But one of our musical performances tonight is none other than rising star Snow Allegra. Now, a big up-and-comer in this musical space. This has always been one of the exciting parts of Power of Women, to have a big musical guest. And you may have first heard of Snow from her single Time, and that was one of the big singles that dropped in the past year. And she continues to kind of create that space for herself in music, especially in this time where the music industry is going through a lot of changes. We're still having artists like her bust down the doors and make some noise for herself.
Yes, now I have to admit that I knew one of her songs and did not know it was by her. But when I found out that she was performing tonight at Power of Women, I looked her up on Spotify and I said, oh my gosh, that's one of my favorite songs. That's on my playlist. So she really is more than a rising star, has a lot of friends in high places. She collaborates with a lot of big A-listers, and I know we are so excited at Variety to have her performing at the event tonight.
Yeah, and listen, as we go through some more of the Power of Women honorees, I know we didn't touch on Elizabeth Olsen when we were talking before, and that's what the fans want to hear. Are we going to see more of Scarlet Witch in future MCUs? We had an interview with Kevin Feige where he says her story is not done yet. So I'm super interested in that. I think we all know we're going to see her again. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness was not the last time we're going to see her. So I'll be interested to see what else she does in this space. But going back to Snow for a minute, she's continued to climb the R&B charts with her albums Temporary Highs and Violet Skies and multiple other singles that have charted that have topped the charts. See, Snow Allegra, always on my mind. But actually, right now we do have another interview on the carpet, so I'm throwing it to one of our honorees. And
Guys, I am so excited and feel so honored to be here with the one and only Malala. How are you feeling? Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, wow. I can't express how excited I am to have my name on the list of these amazing, powerful women.
I mean, this cover.
Oh, thank you.
So gorgeous.
Thank you.
So gorgeous. I think it's really, really exciting for you to be here. And I think at this time in the world, it's very, very important. Earlier this year, you wrote a piece about women's rights to kind of wear what they want to wear, and it's something that people in Iran are going through right now. So I'm curious what advice you have for them and a message of encouragement you have for them.
My message to all the women is that it's your right to choose to decide what you wear. It is none of the government's or anyone else's business. We need to ensure that we create a society where women can choose for themselves.
Yeah.
This is the world we should be living in, not the world in which women are told, you can't wear this, you have to wear this, you have to dress this way. And wherever women are, they should feel comfortable and they should be able to make those decisions for themselves. So I stand with all the women in Iran and around the world, and it's about the liberty to decide.
Yes.
And everyone should have it.
1000%. I mean, 10 years ago, your life changed completely, obviously as an activist, but also as a woman. I'm curious what the biggest lesson you've learned in the last 10 years being thrown into the spotlight and had that.
I think we need to hear more stories of amazing women around the world. We need to open our mind to hearing about what's happening in different corners of the world and ensure that we have a more diverse perspective and not limit ourselves in thinking. And I come from, the north of Pakistan. I never knew my story would reach to every corner of the world, and I want every other girl to have the same opportunity. So hopefully with the productions company that I have started, I would be able to bring forward the voices of young women and girls around the world and bring entertaining content from artists who otherwise do not get the opportunity.
Absolutely. I mean, we got to get some Stranger Things people on there. We know you love some Stranger Things.
Goodness. Yes, I absolutely love it. Though it is getting a bit scary in season 4. Vecna has been, causing me some nightmares, but I can't wait for the last season.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, my last question for you is, what is it about other women? What lifts you up? What makes you feel powerful about it?
I love the way women support each other. I love the alliance among women. I am able to do all of my work because of the support that I have received from women, including my mom, my teachers, and the amazing artists that we are seeing today. And I want to thank Oprah and Hillary Clinton for their mentorship and guidance. And I am so honored to have my name right next to them today.
Absolutely. Malala, thank you so much for being here tonight.
You.
Such an honor.
An honor, Reese.
Okay.
Okay. Malala, such a big influence on so many people. Talking about diversity and influence, and we're seeing that all across the board.
Absolutely, and Malala is one of our 6 honorees tonight. 2 of the other honorees who we've mentioned but haven't talked enough about yet are Oprah Winfrey and Ava Duvernay. Now, the 2 of them are honored on the cover together. This is actually the first year in our entire Power of Women history that we featured duos, pairs of women on our cover. So we have Ava and Oprah together, we have Hillary and Chelsea, mother-daughter duo together, and it's showing really the power of collaboration and partnership. And Oprah and Ava, they are showing that yes, we are strong on our own, but we are stronger together, because what they have done is Ava Duvernay went to her and she said, for Queen Sugar, can we hire she said, we should hire all female directors. And Oprah said, can we do that, Ava? And she said, of course we can. You own the network.
You're the boss.
Called OWN. So in turn, now they have hired 41 female directors, 42 if you count Ava, as we heard from one of the interviews before, in its final season, 7th season. But for all those 7 seasons, every single episode has been directed by a woman. Many of them actually, who never had directed an episode of TV before.
And again, it's women supporting women, and even more specifically, Black women supporting Black women, giving that space, bringing people up with you when you have the power to do so, and fighting for those that may say, I don't know if that's such a good idea. Well, no, she's the boss, and she's going to make sure that it's done. Also, you also see that they have a great relationship. They're like best friends. I want to be best friends with them. So feel free to make friends with me at the evening, and I'll hang out with you guys. But speaking of Oprah and Ava, we've got a special clip of this year's Power of Women nominees telling us about some of their secret talents.
My singing voice sounds fine to me, but not to anyone else within hearing distance.
Yes. If you asked my children, they would say I'm very good at removing stains.
Chelsea's just really game. I mean, she is the most focused, disciplined person I know. She has run 1 marathon. She's going to run another one. Fingers crossed. And I just really admire that.
I know who I am, and I know what I believe, and I know what I want to do in the world, and I know the world that I want my children and every child to grow up in, and what I can do to get that reality, and what I can't and have to support others to do to make that reality.
I don't know if I have a secret talent, but I am a great listener, and I am...
That's not a secret. You're the ultimate listener.
No. But I mean, I am constantly counseling people about something in their lives.
We saw on television you do it for a long time. But no, you don't know that I am doing that in my daily life. You know, I know.
As you said to me the other day, does anybody you know how to pay their own bills? Yeah. Does anybody you know, do you have any people who actually know how to pay their own bills? I don't know if that would surprise people or not, but.
Well, that you're a good listener and you counsel people?
Oh, okay, then I don't know what the answer is to that.
I know.
What?
She can cook. She can actually cook real.
Oh, okay. Would that surprise you?
That she can actually cook.
I don't know Ava's secret talent at all.
Come on, share.
I don't have it.
Secret of Oprah, that she's perfect in every way. Like, I mean, she just...
I love it. She's like, here's my
Learn to
secret.
run the world.
She's like, I'm a good listener. We're like, no, we all knew that. You're a talk show producer. But, you know, I love how before we saw that you said, I want to be best friends with them, hang out with me. And here they are talking about cooking. And what I love about this is we learn about these women's work and about their charitable efforts, but we also learn about the human side of them. And it's fun to just see Oprah and Ava talking about cooking, or Hillary and Chelsea talking about parenting, and, you know, Hillary being a grandmother to Chelsea's kids. But let's talk more about Hillary and Chelsea Clinton, who are two of our honorees, again, on the cover together. Now, they have their new series called Gutsy. It's after the book that they wrote of the same name. It's on Apple TV+, and they are profiling gutsy women, some very famous, some who we may not know at home. And this is another example of powerful women with a platform, using that platform to give others a platform.
And on top of that, they also together executive produce an Oscar contender, a documentary called In Her Hands that premiered at Toronto Film Festival, and everyone loved it. So again, leading the way, branching out, being dynamic with your platform and what you can do. I mean, listen, we saw Hillary run for president, and it didn't work out the way that we wanted the last time. But she's still in the game, she's still in the fight, and then to see her alongside her daughter, it really shows that we can't put all the trials and the anxiety of the future onto one person. That has to be passed down. And seeing Chelsea do it, seeing Elizabeth Olsen do it, Ava, Oprah, is exciting to see.
You know, in the profile in the magazine, Hillary and Chelsea, they spoke obviously about her run for president. And I think what I really took away from what she said in this beautiful profile written by our colleague, Dan Daddario, by the way, was that there's a lot of women who are getting into politics or trying to get into politics, and we need women to be in the political arena. And Hillary said that she was able to speak to a lot of them and give them advice. And I think this just goes to show, no matter what side of the lane you are on, because obviously we are more politically divided than we ever have been before, I think it's very important to show women fighting and trying to be in positions that historically, certain in politics, have been occupied by men.
Listen, and we have, again, this entire event is all about women empowering themselves. And one of those we have as our honorees on the carpet, Elizabeth Olsen.
Well, I am here with one of our incredible Power of Women honorees, one Miss Elizabeth Olsen. What does it mean to kind of be celebrating not only, you know, your impact on entertainment, but really a cause that is so important to your heart with a cover like this?
It's been a huge opportunity. I'm very grateful that Variety's created this platform. I've been volunteering at the Stewart House, which is affiliated with the Rape Foundation in Santa Monica, and the work they do, I think, has truly transformed the world and has informed so many other child advocacy centers, and I feel so connected to that place, so that I get to talk about it tonight and be here with some of the women who started it in the 70s is really incredible.
And of course, this is a lineup that is like one that we could have only dreamed of course, including, you know, Hillary and Chelsea Clinton, Oprah and Ava, Malala. You know, who are you excited to meet and kind of rub shoulders with tonight?
I mean, the fact that I'm a part of this night has really blown my mind. I've been a huge fan of Hillary's for a long time, so the little girl and the woman inside me are freaking out that I get to be in the same room as her.
Have you all met before, or is this the first time?
I've never met her. No, I've just only voted for her every opportunity I've had twice in my life. But yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, we are still looking to that potentially, maybe in the next decade, getting that female president. You know, what, since we are talking voting, what would it take for us to get a female president in the next 10 years?
Lord knows. I don't know. I think if anyone knew that, it would have been her. I mean, that was so heartbreaking. But anyway, don't need to talk about that.
We're going to talk about
we're celebrating.
Yes, we're going to celebrate some things. It wouldn't be me if I didn't have to mention that in this story, we did talk about the fact that maybe your time is not over as Wanda. We just saw that Wolverine is coming back into the MCU, so people really legit aren't dead. Yes, Wolverine's going to be a part of Deadpool 3.
Wow.
So I'm curious for you, who is someone that you have not gotten a chance to interact with that you would love to in this multiverse of madness, I guess, again?
I don't know. I think if whenever we bring in, I guess Wolverine's X-Men, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, it would be cool to work with a lot of those people from the X-Men franchise. I think Fassbender's my dad in some world.
That is very true. Yes,
that would be
in some world. We were all expecting him to show up in WandaVision. We were all waiting for it. One of the many, Easter eggs that we thought could happen. And but that's okay. You guys brought us. Brought us Agatha. Kathryn is going to be presenting to you tonight.
Very grateful to her tonight.
Yes. Tell me a little bit about your friendship. What you guys kind of have bonded over. What you admire about each other. What it means to have her present to you.
She was just the greatest person to get to work with. I know she's so busy and in the middle of shooting night shoots right now, and so the fact that she's here to support me tonight means the world. She handles herself with so much kindness and grace and humor on set, and it's such a joy to be around.
Okay, last Marvel thing I have to ask. Redemption arc you mentioned for Wanda. What would that be? How do you apologize for doing a little snappy snap of Professor X's neck?
I have no idea, but I feel like there's gotta be a way we can figure it out. We figured out so much this far with the character.
Well, we can't wait to not only see you there, but actually somebody just popped up behind you who you've wanted to meet for some time. I'm just gonna have you just look over that shoulder and see who it is.
Okay.
I feel like I need to let you go so you can go meet Hillary Clinton.
No, I don't know how to handle this.
It's okay.
So
we'll just keep doing interviews.
Side,
yes. Well, thank you so much, Elizabeth. It's so good to see you. Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Well, while Elizabeth Olsen geeks out, I can Marvel-splain this to you, not mansplain. A lot of what she was talking about there.
That was a dad joke.
It was totally a dad joke. So Wanda Maximoff, Scarlet Witch, and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness did some pretty terrible things. Went to another universe. Spoiler alert, did some bad things to Professor X. And now she's dead. And in a lot of the comic books, Michael Fassbender's her dad. It was Magneto. We may see some real exploration of the mutant universe. This is superhero stuff. It's coming too much right now.
You're speaking a foreign language to me right now, but I love that on the Power of Women red carpet, we get to talk about the nerdy stuff. We get to talk about Marvel Scoop, and we get to talk about role models and charitable work. You get it all, but I also love that Elizabeth Olsen was on the carpet freaking out, fangirling about Hillary. I know that we're gonna have her in just a bit right here. You can see her there with Chelsea Clinton. Also, I have to give a shout out. I'm sorry to do this, but we have to give a shameless plug to our amazing female leaders at Variety, who I've been seeing on the fashion cam on the red carpet. Michelle Sabrino, who is our CEO and publisher, and Cynthia Littleton, who is our co-editor-in-chief, along with Ramin Satuda, who is there as well. We need our male allies like you and Ramin. So I just had to give a shout out to our incredible leaders, because it's not just in the world of entertainment that we cover, but also our newsroom. We're very lucky to be led by some seriously powerful women.
Yeah, and listen, I've worked at a lot of companies throughout my life, and the ones that are female-led tend to have the happiest employees and tend to have the greatest vision for moving forward. Working for Michelle Sabrino, a Latina, one of the few Latina CEOs in any entertainment publication is a big deal. And because of that, who, by the way, just celebrated 25 years at Variety, because of that, there's a little 11-year-old girl named Sophia Davis that can look and say, I could run a company one day. I'm gonna do that.
Shout out to Sophia, your daughter, for everyone who doesn't know. Clayton is a girl dad and a boy dad. You have a daughter and a son. We love them. Shout out to both Sophia and to Noah. And yes, I mean, you make a great point that it's not just in our newsroom, of course, but on screen, representation matters. And that's something that I anticipate a lot of people are going to be talking about tonight, is representation on screen, also behind the scenes. It's very important when you're a little girl or little boy at home and you see yourself, and maybe you don't see yourself, you know, at home or haven't seen yourself in a movie before. Then you turn on a movie or you turn on that TV and you say, wow, that looks like me. I can do that. And representation truly does matter.
And you brought up a really good point from earlier, that when you look at people like this, like Elizabeth Olsen, you see her look over her shoulder and see Hillary Clinton and get very giddy about it. You know, to look at these women as people, they're still people at the end of the day. Listen, for all we know, Hillary Clinton is there fangirling over, you know, standing next to Oprah. She probably met her a million times just because she's Oprah. You know, for everyone that we think is big and too big to be in front. I met Oprah a few weeks ago at Toronto, and while I was like just trying to like take in some of her
the
aura and the magic, and just trying to like see if that can like wear off on me, she was still just a person. We talked about The Color Purple. We were just like shooting the stuff, just like talking about life. And she is actually a really good listener, and she still looks phenomenal. Everything about these women is just a celebration of really owning your own space and just being who you are. And I think you can say that all these women are unapologetically themselves.
Absolutely. And I think to your point that sure, they're worldwide superstars and they're famous, but they really are just humans. And I think we really see that when women band together to try to make progress and to try to break through that glass ceiling. Because when you're sitting in a room and sharing ideas and brainstorming, it doesn't matter how famous you are. When you're saying that we want to help the next generation, we want to make this a safer space, you know, we want to make this a better place, a more equitable place. They're all just human, and they have to work together to make these things happen. And that is certainly what we are seeing in the industry also tonight. And I just got word that we have the Clintons on the red carpet.
I love the blue, Emily.
Thank you so much. You guys look stunning.
Thank you.
All right, guys. I am here with the one, the only duo that we are all talking about tonight. Secretary Clinton and Chelsea Clinton. Thank you guys so much for being here and for being one of our honorees on this gorgeous cover.
We were asking in the car, we're like, when do we get to see it?
Oh, don't worry, guys. They're all over tonight. They're all over in there. I want to start off. I got to ask you guys, starting off, a question about Gutsy, because it's so much fun and it's telling such important stories. I'm curious for you guys, what advice you have for women who struggle to make a gutsy move.
Yeah. Well, part of the reason we wanted to do the series and highlight women, some you know, but most you don't, is to really provide some inspirational models about what others are doing that we hope will encourage and support people in making whatever gutsy decision they have in their life, their personal life, in the public sphere, professionally, whatever it might be, because there are so many gutsy women.
And there's so many ways to be gutsy. And one of the really important kind of dynamics in Gutsy for us was that it be multi-generational. So that we have people, you know, many generations beyond my mom. We have women younger than me, because we thought that was really important. So that whether you're, you know, older or younger or, you know, undefined age, hopefully you resonate with the stories in it, and hopefully you see yourself in the women, and hopefully that then helps you find the gutsiness in your own life.
I want to talk a little about Hidden Light Productions, because this is the first show out of there. What other stories are you guys hoping to tell through this production company?
We are looking for stories that shine a light on people doing important things, taking risks, being courageous, who in turn are inspirational. So one of the things that we co-produced is a documentary about a young Afghan woman who was the mayor of her town, and it premiered at the Toronto Film Festival. And it was so moving for us to be involved in that and to watch, you know, how the extraordinary pressures that she was under, culminating in having to leave her country, didn't kill her spirit. I mean, she was still very much
worried about and focused on what she was going to do to help people back in Afghanistan.
You know, and Emily, while certainly we will tell stories of men, if we think they're important and have real lessons and dynamism for anyone to kind of draw inspiration, meaning, kind of resonance from, we do plan on continuing to particularly focus on women and using our platform to help highlight and to share and to amplify the stories of women and to help provide more opportunities for women in this industry. We're really proud, you know, in the Gutsy series that every director was a woman, our showrunner was a woman, our head grip was a woman. You know, we had women in sound and lighting and behind the camera, and that was really important to us.
So many women here tonight are talking about, you know, who they're most excited to see, and most of the answers are both of you, and that they can't wait to meet you. I'm curious who you guys are excited to see tonight.
Oh my gosh. Well, we were both really lucky to see Malala last week in New York at the Clinton Global Initiative, and yet I think that always has to be my answer because she is so powerful, and I'm so excited to see what she'll do next, and think it's so important that all of us who care about women and girls, who care about education, do all that we can to support her and to lift her up in whatever ways we're able to do so.
Amen.
My last question for you guys, you know, you said that you sounded the alarm in 2016 about the possibility of Roe versus Wade overturning, and let's be honest, people didn't listen. What should we be aware of heading into the midterms? What should we be listening to?
I think we should be aware that this is a direct assault on women's health and women's lives and women's rights and the power of any woman to make the decisions that are right for her. And there still is a movement to ban abortion everywhere. Right now, it's state by state, but we now know that, sadly, the Republicans have said that if they win back the Congress, they will pass a national ban. And so I hope people, not just women and girls, but everybody, pays attention to that and, you know, votes for themselves and votes for their moms and their sisters and their daughters and granddaughters so that they have the same rights that I had for the last 50 years, that my daughter has had her whole life, and that we don't go backwards.
Well, and it's not just about abortion. We know that there are Republicans who also want to go after birth control, equal marriage rights, the fundamental right to privacy. And so I would hope that the threat to kind of personal agency and self-determination would be enough to motivate people to vote. And yet we know that even more is at stake, and hopefully that will get people to the polls.
Thank you guys so much.
Great
Thank you
to
for
talk
being
to you.
here.
Thank
It's
you.
great to speak
Thank
to you
you.
guys. Have fun tonight.
Thank you.
We are celebrating the power of women, and you know a lot about that, in particular, one, in your sport, but also behind the scenes. This is a primarily woman-owned team, Angel City. What has been the difference for you as an athlete having that experience?
I think Angel City is doing it right. You know, I have played in this league for 10 years, and I finally got to a club where they're really listening to the players and they want to do things right. And I'm so excited. You know, this year was amazing. First year out, I got traded here, and I could not be happier. And I'm just excited to continue in LA and be an Angel.
Well, hey, we are thrilled to have you here in LA. Welcome, and bringing us some wins. We love that. But also, you know, it's important as an example for young girls and young people in general to see you guys here in this city. What has it meant to see, you know, kind of this this interest in youth sports? Why has that been important for you?
I think it's been honestly amazing. I mean, if you've been to an Angel City game, we sell out basically every single game. There's little boys, little girls, families, like people from all walks of life. And I think that that's what sports do. You know, it brings people together. I mean, I have a son, I have a daughter, and just being able to see them see us and do what we do, I think is extremely special, and this is the place to do it.
Yeah, and DIRECTV, of course, has really invested heavily in youth sports as well.
Yes, absolutely, and I'm so excited to be here with DIRECTV. I'm really excited to show you what we got.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. This carpet's really bustling. We've got Malala behind us. I mean, there's a lot going on.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for coming and for being a part of our Power of Women. Thank you so much.
You all heard it from Hillary herself. You have to get out and vote, register. It's important. Everyone's lives depend on it. But women are continuing the ongoing battle to make their voices heard. As with the overturning of Roe v. Wade in the United States and women fighting for their independence in Iran, women are making changes all around the world. In that same vein, tonight is all about celebrating women changing the entertainment industry. We're honoring some amazing women here, but there are so many more incredible women making such noteworthy achievements. And we've talked about a lot of these already, but some that we haven't mentioned, Viola Davis starring and producing in the box office hit The Woman King, Quinta Brunson, who wrote, produced, and starred, and then won an Emmy on top of that for her show Abbott Elementary, and even more. There are a lot of women that we continue to celebrate, and some of them that have been making an impact this year. Ana de Armas, Blonde, which dropped on Netflix today, playing Marilyn Monroe, really generating a lot of conversation online.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we're seeing, as we've said, a lot of powerful female stories on screen, but also powerful real life women making moves behind the screen. And you mentioned Viola Davis with The Woman King. That came out 2 weeks ago, topped the box office, opening to 19 million, about to cross 40 million globally, directed by Gina Prince Blythewood. And I just have to shout out that we had 2 back-to-back weekends of female-directed films leading the box office. The Woman King on that weekend. The following weekend, Don't Worry, Darling, which comes from director Olivia Wilde, also opened up to 19 million, topping the box office. So this just goes to show, we know that statistically, many more films are directed by men than women. It's getting better. We're seeing more progress, but particularly if we look at big budget films, there's only a handful of women who have directed films that cost $100 million or more to make. I interviewed Olivia Wilde for our recent cover at Variety for Don't Worry, Darling, and we spoke about this. And she particularly spoke about how women are given second chances less often than men. Of course, Don't Worry, Darling is her second directorial effort. We can talk a lot more about that, but first, let's head back over to the red carpet.
We're talking to Thora Birch.
All right. I am here with Thora Birch. I'm so excited to talk about all the stuff that you have going on, especially at Lifetime, because I feel like this is your directorial debut, this upcoming movie. Tell me about this.
Yeah, it's the Gabby Petito story. Yeah. It airs October 1st on Lifetime.
Of course.
And it's might be a familiar story to many, many people. Around this time last year, everybody who was very invested in her disappearance found out the tragic result of her death and then the eventual death, suicide of her then fiance, Brian Laundrie.
Yeah.
And as with so many cases of domestic violence, you know, so many of us don't realize that we're in that situation until unfortunately it's too late. So tackling their personal story as well as how it captivated so many people's attention is something that we wanted to explore as a cautionary tale.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're acting and directing in this. Tonight we're honoring a ton of women directors. How does it feel for you to be behind the camera as well as in front of? I mean,
it's amazing. I can't believe it. Honestly, it's something that I've wanted to do since I was 10. So finally here.
Well, you've done so much in front of the camera leading up to this. I'm curious for you, what other kind of projects are you still looking forward to doing?
You know, I've always tried to keep an open mind as to the types of projects I wanted to explore. Trying a little bit of all genres has really always been my aim. And now I'm just looking forward to this sort of new multi-hyphenate phase of the career and just exploring other outlets as well, including producing and directing and all of that.
Yeah, I mean, I have to ask about Hocus Pocus 2. You know I have to because it's about to come out.
Absolutely.
Of course, we know you're not part of it. How are you bummed that you're not part of it? Are you excited to see it? How are you feeling?
I'm so excited for the fans who have been asking and literally begging for many, many years.
I'm one of them.
For this, so yeah, and I'm as a fan of the film myself. I'm gonna get the popcorn and just enjoy the show.
Yeah. I love that so much. You haven't seen it yet?
No.
All right, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah.
My last
Only a
question
couple
for you-
days. I got my clock
Yeah,
set.
I know, right? All right. Well, my last question for you: do you think we could see a female president in the next 10 years?
We better.
I mean,
why wouldn't we? Couldn't we? That's the
100%.
question.
That's a great question. Thank you so much.
Thank
Have
you
a good
so
time
much.
tonight.
You too.
Ava Duvernay is one of our honorees tonight. Just talking to Thora Birch, I think I remember her from American Beauty. But it made me think, because Thora Birch is directing now, Ava Duvernay is one of the few black women that has made history a few years ago when her film Selma got nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars. And it's very interesting that Oprah is the first black woman ever nominated as a producer at the Oscars for that movie. So here they are together on the cover, and Ava continues to elevate, started Array, her production company, really given an avenue and a voice to women in that industry, black women particularly, but all different types of voices globally. It's not just here.
Absolutely. And before we were talking about some current films that are directed by women, and we were talking about Olivia Wilde with Don't Worry, Darling, and the conversation about those $100 million films that are not often being directed by women. We can essentially count on one hand the amount that have been, but Ava was actually one of the very few women who was given that budget from Disney with A Wrinkle in Time, and she made history there, becoming the first black woman to be handed a $100 million budget to produce a film. So yes, you're talking about these history-making moments from her. I know that we are waiting for her to arrive on the red carpet still. We cannot wait to hear from her, but she is one of many women who are making waves with their own projects. And let's talk about some more women who are making waves with their own projects. I'm thinking currently, what's been announced. We're in the business of news. Recently, it was announced Selena Gomez is coming out with her own documentary. She obviously has been living this life of fame, truly her entire life. She started on Barney, then she went to the Disney Channel, became a global singing superstar, and now obviously an actor, Emmy nominated. She's a producer as well, so I cannot wait to see her documentary.
Yeah, she continues to just, again, do so much. She made history this year, only the third Latina ever nominated as a producer for Only Murders in the Building. The second season, again, proving that her magic and her chemistry with Steve Martin and Martin Short wasn't a fluke. She's good, she's here to stay, and she's gonna continue to fill that space. Her documentary, My Mind to Me, which is gonna be with Apple, really is gonna put she's always been vulnerable in the public eye, but this puts a new type of lens on her and allows her to look inward and share those parts that she maybe doesn't like to share, but she shares it on her own terms.
Yeah, and really reclaim that narrative for herself, because she's lived a life in the public eye. So much has been said about her, and now it's her time to say what she wants to say in her own project that she's been working on for years.
Yeah, and speaking of, listen, what I love about Power of Women is that we have Malala at 25 and then Hillary Clinton 60 plus, right? They're there together learning from each other and sharing their wisdom. But actually, one of our honorees is on the carpet with us right now, Ava Duvernay with our Angelique Jackson.
Yes, you all, I am here with one of the women of the hour, one of our cover stars, Ms. Ava Duvernay.
Hello. So happy to be here with you.
Thank you so much. And the squad rolls deep, because you were just posing on the carpet with 7 of the 41 women that you worked alongside.
Who you know well at this point.
You
did these gorgeous capsule profiles of each and every one, talked to every woman. It's such a commitment on behalf of Variety, and I'm grateful.
Well, what does it mean to be able to share this moment kind of live and in person for, you and Oprah are getting your flowers, but they're getting their flowers too?
Well, this is really a celebration of them. It's a celebration of these women who made the show. We had the idea, but someone had to put it on their back and carry it over the finish line. And each and every week, these women did that. And so they're shining tonight. I'm so happy they're able to be here and share the night.
Well, of course, we will also be waiting Oprah's arrival as well. She will be joining you here tonight. You know,
It's
you guys...
always a thing. I love it. I never get used to it. I never get used to it.
Like literally minutes after I walked out the door, she threw you a party, the party of the century.
Yeah.
Well, technically, I guess the half century. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you so much.
What was it like to be able to celebrate with your friends, family, loved ones that she helped bring?
It was an extraordinary gesture of friendship that, you know, it was hard to wrap my mind around, but those pictures in Variety will always mark that time for me because it was that day, the first of the 3 nights.
Yes.
Was that night. And so the joy and the connection is all in the pictures. It's in the interview. So I'll always connect those. It'll be a happy memory.
Well, I know that the partnership between you two, this powerful partnership, is not quite over just yet. You guys kind of teased that you've got more things in the works. What can you tell me about that project? Is it a documentary? Is it, you know, what are you guys going to do next? How are you going to take over the world some more?
I'm going to do whatever she wants me to do. That's basically how I roll. It's been working for me so far. No, we just love, we're always talking about story. We're always watching movies. She's always reading books and feeding me information. And so it's a beautiful, creative collaboration. I'm looking forward to all that it'll bring.
And you truly, I mean, from obviously your work behind the scenes on Queen Sugar, then to building a Ray crew, building out this whole just kind of like universe of film and kind of like this love for bringing in filmmakers and putting them in the, you know, pedestal platform. What is the biggest thing that you've learned about like the power of movies and the power of having that access through creating all of these things?
I think the biggest thing that I've learned is the power of togetherness, and I think our industry so often prioritizes the individual, but it's really when you're together where it feels good. And that was a risk early on in my career to say, you know what, maybe we should all bring each other up, because I didn't see a lot of people doing it. But it worked, and it works, and it feels great. And so I hope more people take cues from it, more people collaborate. I see that happening.
Yes.
And so hopefully we can just create a new wave of it.
Yeah, who are you seeing some of those people that are like up next? Some of those folks you want to collaborate with or, you know, just admire right now in the biz?
Gosh, that's really hard, because when you answer those questions, then you leave people out.
And somebody else is like, excuse me.
It's tough. It's tough.
But you are in the midst of working right now. Cherish the Day is about to come out.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
How many things are you juggling at the moment?
I'm juggling quite a bit. I just got back from an international scout. I was in 4 countries over 8 days, scouting for the next film, which is based on a book called Cast. So yeah, I'll be shooting that later in the year. I'm very excited.
And that one is for Netflix, right?
That one is for the whole world.
Okay, well, we are ready for Cast. We are ready for this incredible adaptation. Another book that if you have not gone and read Queen Sugar, please go back and do that. And then, of course, make sure to watch the rest of season 7.
Season 7.
The season of completion.
Yes.
It is complete.
Thank you.
And we are so grateful that you let us be a part of celebrating it.
Well, you're a part of it. Thank you for your work on it. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys so much. Back to you.
Thanks.
You know, it is so rare that you have someone thank the journalists for their work. And I want to give a shout out to our friend and colleague, Angelique Jackson, who just did that great interview with Ava. She wrote the cover, which is right here with Ava and Oprah. And by the way, the assignment of a lifetime, she got to go to Oprah's home in Hawaii for Ava's 50th birthday to interview the two of them.
I'm trying really hard not to hate on this right now, but all hail the Queen, Angelique and Ava, killing it. It's been an amazing, this is going to be an amazing night.
Yes, it really is. And as Angelique said, everybody is waiting for Oprah. Unfortunately, though, the show is about to get underway, so it is time for us to say goodbye. But if you want to hear from Oprah and everyone else, then all you have to do is go to Variety's Twitter account. We are going to be posting live from the Power of Women event. You'll see all the speeches, you'll see all of the honorees, and of course, after that, make sure to go to Variety.com for all of your Power of Women coverage. Thanks for joining us. We've had so much fun tonight, Clayton.
This was a lot of fun. Angelique and Emily killing it on the carpet. Thank you all for watching at home.